Ricky Martin didn't just perform, this was a calculated comeback. Before we even start, let me ask you something. What if that Super Bowl moment wasn't nostalgia, wasn't spontaneous, wasn't even mainly about the performance? What if it was actually step one in a carefully planned comeback? Because the more you look at it, the timing, the stage, the cultural context, it starts to feel less like a coincidence and more like a strategy. And here's the wild part. If this is a calculated comeback, we might already be seeing the early signs of what comes next. So tonight, we're breaking down what really happened, why Ricky Martin suddenly started trending everywhere, and why this moment might be way bigger than most people realize. And trust me, there are details most coverage isn't even touching yet, why this moment hit so hard. First, let's address the obvious. Yes, it was a Super Bowl appearance. Yes, it triggered nostalgia. Yes, fans were excited, but that alone doesn't explain the scale of reaction. Because not every legacy artist's appearance trends like this. So what made this different? 3 things. Cultural timing. Latin music globally is massive right now. Generational crossover. Older fans remember the peak years. Younger viewers are discovering him fresh. The surprise factor. Nobody expected him there. And surprise drives engagement more than almost anything online. Mini RE hook. But here's the question most people aren't asking. Why now? Because legacy artists don't accidentally end up on stages this big. The industry strategy theory. Let's talk industry reality for a second. Major televised appearances are rarely random. They often line up with catalogue promotion, future projects, touring cycles, PR repositioning. And when you look at Ricky Martin's career stage, he's not chasing fame. He already has that. What he could be doing is refreshing visibility. And that's a very different objective. And here's something people forget. Visibility today isn't about being famous once. It's about staying culturally present. And one huge televised moment can reset that clock instantly. The nostalgia economy. Nostalgia is one of entertainment's most powerful tools. Seriously. Data shows that when legacy artists reappear on big stages, streaming jumps, social media engagement spikes, media coverage multiplies, touring demand often returns. And nostalgia works because it's emotional. People don't just remember songs. They remember where they were, who they were with, how life felt at that time. So when Ricky Martin appears on a massive global stage, it doesn't just trigger memories, it reactivates connection. And connection drives attention. But nostalgia alone doesn't explain everything, because there's another layer most commentary is missing. Perception reset theory. This part gets interesting. Public perception is incredibly fluid, and major cultural moments can reset it almost overnight. Suddenly, someone people saw as a past star becomes relevant again, visible again, part of the current conversation again. And the Super Bowl? That's basically the biggest perception reset platform in entertainment. It signals credibility, industry backing, cultural legitimacy, and audiences subconsciously pick up on that. So the real question becomes, was this just a performance or a repositioning move? Because those are very different things. Internet reaction breakdown. Looking at online reactions, there are 3 dominant narratives. The emotional fans, they loved it. You saw. Throwback posts, old performances resurfacing, people rediscovering favourite songs. That emotional engagement is incredibly powerful. The curious new audience, younger viewers asking, wait, who is he? And, honestly, that's not negative. That's discovery. Discovery leads to streaming. Streaming leads to relevance. The industry watchers, this group noticed. Cultural symbolism. Career implications. Possible next moves. And that's where the deeper conversation starts. Because if industry observers are paying attention, something bigger might actually be brewing. Why this could be timed perfectly. Look at the bigger music landscape right now. Latin music globally thriving. Cross-genre collaborations dominating. Legacy acts finding second life through streaming. So if someone wanted to re-enter mainstream visibility, this would be an ideal moment. Not early, not late. Right on trend. And timing in entertainment is everything. Which brings us to the biggest question of all. What happens next? Because if this really was strategic, there's probably a follow-up. Possible next moves. If this was a calculated re-entry, realistic next steps could include new music or collaborations, classic comeback pattern, tour announcements, huge revenue driver for legacy artists, media appearances, interviews, documentaries, retrospectives, brand partnerships. Visibility attracts sponsors, again, not guarantees. But historically, these moves often follow moments like this. Conclusion. So here's where I land. This didn't feel random, it felt intentional. Maybe subtle, maybe strategic, but definitely significant. And whether this leads to new projects, touring, or simply renewed cultural presence, one thing is undeniable. People are talking again. And in entertainment, attention is power. Now I want your take. Was this pure nostalgia? Or the start of a real comeback? Tell me below. I read the comments more than you think. And if you like deep dive celebrity breakdowns like this, subscribe, stick around, and I'll see you next time.